Hey y'all. Okay. I'm back in the building. Love and Hip Hop New York. Um, okay, part two. I just got back from, yesterday I got back from my trip to Dominican Republic. Beautiful, beautiful was everything. There was a few minor mishaps. But I'm probably gonna wait to talk about that on my Love and Hip Hop Miami review. Seeing as how it's more Dominicans, I believe, are part of that cast, and it's Miami, so the whole Latina thing, whatever. Okay, so Love and Hip Hop New York, beginning where it left off last time. James R and Snoop was getting into it, and basically Snoop ran up at James R because James R was just antagonizing her and being an asshole, talking about, do you want to be a man or a woman? So Snoop ran up real quick. She was just like, I'm gonna show you the man, and she ran up, and then James R was just like, chill. I guess he didn't want none of Snoop, and everybody knows that James R is a joke, child. I don't even know why he was on the show. I don't even know why he was on this reunion. Whatever. He's a handsome man, good to look at, but opportunist and talentless and tied and through. He's good at something. He's probably scheming and romancing women and men. That's pretty much it. Y'all to the yada whoop to whoop. Okay. So moving on from that, what else happened? We got into Ananali's, Aisha, which is Navarro's girlfriend's, Navarro's wife's sister. I keep forgetting her name. And what else we got into? We got into Jonathan and them, and they was kind of going back and forth. Aisha, she has a real issue with Ananali's, and how she's sending nude pictures to Navarro, which is inappropriate. And she's, but Ananali's say she sent nude pictures to everybody. She said she done sent nude pictures to Ashley before. That's her name, Ashley. So it's just like, it is what it is. We all know Ananali's is 100% complete trash, and that's why we love her. Out of everybody a part of this whole Love and Hip Hop New York franchise, I think that Ananali's is the funniest and is my favorite character out of everybody else. So yeah. Jonathan read Aisha. He said that, look, don't come for my sis because I know the married man that you sleep with. And I was like, ooh, what's tea, Jonathan? But that was pretty much it. And, of course, Ashley's going to defend her sister and, yada to the yada. They asked Ananali's, what's your issue with Aisha? And she was like, well, I won't have an issue, but we both like the color red. They both had on red. Anna-Lee, she was just getting up being silly. As she's so funny with the stuff that she says and her accent and everything. No, actually, it's more Dominicans on this cast in Love and Hip Hop Miami. It's Jonathan's Dominican, Anna-Lee's, Aisha, and Ashley, I believe. Anybody else? I don't think so. So yeah, I might just talk in the comment section, y'all. If y'all want me to give like a more in detail video of my Dominican Republic trip, it's not that much to talk about, but it's just one small thing that I mainly just wanted to speak on, and it relates to like the whole homophobia thing, and colorism. Okay, so what else is going on? So they went through that. They talked about that. Let's see. They got us to Dream and Safari. Apparently, Dream and Safari, they haven't spoken in a while. Not that they're necessarily beefing. They just haven't spoken to each other in a minute. They was just like, look, it just didn't work out. She didn't really give any brief details. They talked about Safari's mother saying that he needs to bring home a certain type of woman, but she didn't feel offended by it. But she never met Dream, so she wouldn't feel offended by that comment. They got up and hugged each other, and it was just like, yeah, we cool, but they're not friends or anything at all. So they got into Juju's whole situation with Cameron. As you guys know, Cameron was not on the show. This is the first time Juju has been a full-time cast member, I believe. And so they were talking, and Juju says that she's a very private person, and but she wanted to tell everybody about the whole thing as to why they broke up. But she got on the whole Yandy started to cry, and she started to feel bad, and Juju was like, that's why I don't tell people things, because it's like, now you're crying, but I'm telling you this, but I want you to console me and be there for me. And I kind of understood what she was saying when she was talking about that. They got into Juju and Safari's relationship. Juju was just like, look, we cool, he's a very nice person, I like him, but he got the hot dick. And Safari wants anybody to pay him any attention. Clearly, as we can see, he's a good person, but I don't know if he's necessarily right for Juju. And I was one of the people that was champion, that was on the campaign of Juju and Safari. I think that maybe Juju can try to tame him, but and I feel like he has a lot of respect for Juju. I feel like he wouldn't necessarily want to do Juju wrong, but because he thinks with his other head, which is a big head, my God, he might end up hurting her in the long run. And Juju's too good of a person for that, in my opinion. And they also showed a clip of Mariah Lynn and Safari in the tub. Now we all for sure know how Mariah Lynn gets her songs, get her beats, get her videos, and ideas for her lyrics, everything, because she invite men over to her scrub tub. They showed a scene with Mariah Lynn and Safari in the tub together. Mariah Lynn invited Safari there. She was all in the tub, just as frail as ever. And she had some champagne, and he took off his clothes and got in the tub with her, and they started kissing and licking on each other and all that. So it's just, as much as I like Safari, he's very much so attention seeker, a little bit of a fame whore, a little bit. And so yeah, but he has a great personality, but that don't necessarily translate to him being a great boyfriend for somebody. So Mariah Lynn was just like, oh, it was just all innocent, yada to the yada. I'm just like, oh, Mariah, I was starting to have a little bit of respect for you this much, but now I know how you get your deals and your songs and your beats and your lyrics. By putting men in your scrub tub. No, I don't want your number. Okay, so what else we got on? We got on the whole, did they talk about the whole St. Martin thing? They was just like, look, ultimately it just ended up being, Anna-Elise, she's her 100% of the time. Now, Anna-Elise being herself can sometimes not work depending on the people that she's around and depending on the setting and the purpose of the trip. And I just don't think it was a smart idea inviting Anna-Elise. But they didn't know. Of course, they didn't know how she was going to be on the trip. But, she was just on vacation while everybody else was working. She did a little bit of work, but then she was on vacation. Mostly. But, hey, it's Anna-Elise. Would I would have got that upset about her? I don't know, because I do understand Yandy's perspective on the whole thing. I don't think I would have got that mad, because I know that Anna-Elise is a mess, child. But maybe I would have. I'm a perfectionist as well, and I like things a certain type of way. And I do like my way sometimes, and I like my own little space, own little corners. Don't like to be cramped up, nothing like that. I don't know. It's the only child thing, y'all. So yeah, I'm here for the situation, and I'm here for what was going on. But yeah, I don't know. Very weird situation. But they got into Anna-Elise showing her coon cat to what's his name, Jacquay, who I no longer care for. I'll get into that in a minute. But they got into that, and he was like, at first it was his story keeps switching up. At first it was him, it was her showed her vagina directly to him. Then it turned into it being a group of people. Now he's saying, oh, it started off as a group, then it ended up being him. It's just like, which one is it, Jacquay? You full of shit. It sounded like you just full of it. Seriously. And so Safari was, and Aisha started talking in the audience. She was just like, would you shut up and be quiet? And they took Anna and Ali, she stood up and was just like, I'm a stand up and all this kind of stuff, and just being silly. And I love Anna Ali, so I just can't help it. So what else is going on? After that, Safari, they got into Brie and Cayenne Pepper. And they started arguing, going back and forth. Cayenne says she don't know why she has a beef with Brie. It's just stemming back from the part 1 reunion when Remy was kind of giving it to Brie, which I do think she deserves some of that. If you did start that whole entire thing, you was wrong for that, and would you get what you put out in this world. However, Remy's comments about her saying, oh, she's 4'10" and she can't be doing this and that, just because you're small don't mean you're not supposed to defend yourself, or if anything, it seems like a part of the Love and Hip Hop New York cast in particular, it kind of seems to be more so a popularity contest. Like if you're in the in crowd, with the people that's in the in crowd, then you're good. But if you're on the outskirts, then don't expect for anybody to have your back, and expect for you to be arguing back and forth with 5+ people. I just didn't like that whole scene of having to defend yourself against so many people. I don't like that kind of stuff. That wears me out, because I'm not going to sit here and battle with 6+ people. I'm just not. So anyway, going back to this, they started getting into it, and it didn't go anywhere. Insults, left and right. What else? They got into Yandy and the whole song with Safari. They said that yes, Yandy is very controlling, in which we all knew that, pretty much. She has so many businesses and so much going on, but nobody knows what the hell they are. Nobody. Somebody tell me in the comments what's Yandy's big businesses and all that. Yup, somebody please tell me. Please help me out. Please help me, please. So what else? They got into the whole song thing. Now Safari said that Brie was on the original song. Then we saw a scene with the boys talking. Look like they were at the gym, and Jacquay was just like, look, let's get Cayenne on the song. Safari was just like, look, but I sent the information out to Jacquay, the email and everything. He was supposed to hit up Brittany. Jacquay said he never found the email or something, but he did call her and say, here's the deadline, and she never sent it. But Brittany was on the road performing or whatever she was doing. It's just still wrong, and it's bad business, and it's shady. And then Jacquay, for you to be Brittany's friend, for you to know Brittany longer than you've known Cayenne, and for you to just say, oh, you never got the email, or it got lost in the mail, or for you to be promoting your girl like that when it was just an original thing between y'all, I just think that was kind of shady and wrong. And Safari didn't give a damn, about that, about Brittany really, or about the whole situation, So he was just like, yeah, and they asked Safari, why didn't you check your mail or reach out to Brittany? He said his phone was dead, and everybody started laughing. And see, that's that kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Just pettiness and just really mean. The girl was on the road doing her thing, and I'm not even a big Brittany Taylor fan, y'all. I'm not really a big fan of anybody on this cast, to be honest, like that. Except for Anna Elise, but that's just cause, for shits and giggles. But yeah, it's just like stop. That was just really shady. It's just really messy. For y'all to just knock that girl out of the song like that and didn't tell her. Like you couldn't have told her before the reunion. Like you couldn't have. Like she had to find out, that way at the. It was just wrong. Maybe it was the producers. Maybe, but I just thought that was just so shady. But a lot of people in the industry are very shady. And what goes around comes around, like always. Cayenne, Nina Parker asked Cayenne, what do you think happened with the breed? She was like, oh, it was in the junk mail, and that's what happened. She was just like, look, it came from her. She was like, I was on the song, and that's all that matters. Just more pettiness, doing people wrong to get to the top. That's what some people do. That's how some people operate. In which I feel like Cayenne is an extremely talented girl. I think she's beautiful too. Very talented Cayenne is. But because of her antics and how like unpredictable she is, a lot of people are not going to want to work with her because she is a firecracker. Like she is on 10 all the time. And it's just so, and for you to tell that girl to get some flowers because her grandmother finna die and all that, like over some craziness, Now look, if I ever see any messages of Brittany Taylor, or if I ever see anything of Brittany Taylor just being full of it and just starting all this stuff, then I will make a video and be like, yo, I was wrong, my bad, whatever. I still won't be team anybody, but I will, admit that if I'm wrong about this whole situation. But I'm just not seeing it. It's just kind of reminding me of a whole Shantae Moore situation on Love and Hip Hop. No, on R&B Divas LA, when Lil Mo and Leela James and all of them was and Stacey Francis and all of them was ganging up on Shantae Moore. That's what it just reminded me of, and I was just like, I can't take it. I genuinely can't. And why does it take all these people to get one person together? Like, why? Is they that bad? Or all of y'all that bothered by them that it takes all of y'all to get this one person together? I don't know, child. That's just a mess. I'm not in a situation, but yeah. That was pretty much it. Anything else I want to talk about? Not really. I think that was it, y'all. Just watching these kind of shows, it just really, I was thinking about, like if I ever got the opportunity one day to do reality TV, if I would do it. And I don't know. I would have to have some kind of control. Because just being on shows like this, I don't know. I would have to have some kind of role where I'm the HBIC. Or something, because it's a mess. If you're not protected, you're just thrown out in the wolves, and I'm not finna be fighting the whole cast, run across the stage in my gown. I'm just not gonna do it. With that said, I'm Mr. Chalake. Mr. Chalake on Google Plus. Follow me at ItsKingsWorld Instagram and Twitter, at ItsKingsWorld89 on Snapchat, and Chase King on Facebook. Like, comment, subscribe. I want to thank you guys for watching Love and Hip Hop New York with me. And on to Love and Hip Hop Miami reunion. And then we back in Atlanta, child. Erica Mena from New York is in Atlanta. And we're back in Atlanta, child. That's all I have to say. All right. Bye.